Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Do you download a bunch of stuff onto your phone, or do you just stream it while you're there?
Yeah, I download a bunch of stuff. I've got YouTube Red, so I download a bunch of stuff on my iPhone.
Nice.
I just stream it.
I mean, I usually
You're crazy,
stream
man.
some
Oh,
of the
you get
stuff.
unlimited data,
yeah,
right?
unlimited data.
Yeah, so do I, but I mean, I stream some of the stuff, but I mean, if I know I'm going to watch it and it's on YouTube, I'll just download it.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the Burlington Bar stuff from this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay, so basically what they do is it's at this place called Burlington Bar, and they fill the bar up, and then they watch Game of Thrones. And so the guy films it, and it's just live reactions of Game of Thrones.
From drunk people?
From drunk people, like, yeah.
Wow.
It was great. So, like, they're watching it, and, like, when something dies, like when Hodor died.
Spoiler.
Sorry, it happened 2 seasons ago. Yeah, when Hodor dies, they're just, like, sitting there. It's the part where he's Willis and he's doing hold the door, and then you can see it in some people. You can finally see when they're starting to connect. Hold the door is Hodor, and you just like see, and like these people will be like, "Oh man," they'll put their hands, and you're like, "Oh, it's starting." They're starting to understand.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like, oh. And then you watch it like during the couple weeks spoilers. A couple weeks ago during the dragon fight, they're like, oh man, like you see the dragon come down and everybody's cheering and everything, and then like the kills a bunch of Lannisters and they're like, yay, and then it's like Dany and Jaime kinda, and you're like, oh, they just like stop and they're like, oh, we didn't think about this. This could go badly. Like with Bronn, like they're like, yeah, like when that dude started, like the Dothraki guy starts chasing Bronn. They're like, yeah, I get it. And then they're like, oh wait, Bronn he could actually die.
Yeah, it's not good. And Gavin's lost.
I'm totally lost.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Then when they shot Drogon, everyone's like, ah. Like, I don't care. Kill the stupid dragons.
Oh my god.
I'm done with the dragons,
nope,
man.
Dragons are the
dragons
best.
Can all die.
No.
They can just go back to the Shy and get more dragons.
No.
Yeah, they got dragon eggs
every
over
other
there for
character
days.
every other character can die before the dragons.
No.
You're talking to a dragon guy here, man.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Dragons suck, man.
Dragon got shot and I was like,
No,
oh my god,
that's
I'm gonna
not
cry.
true, actually.
She's got 3 dragons,
But it was
man.
the best dragon that got shot.
No, not the best dragon, the one that Mommy loves the best.
Yeah,
That doesn't make him the best dragon.
It does. He's the one that does everything. Everyone else is flies
Oh yeah,
around and
like when he
screams.
killed that small child.
Worth.
Well, on that, welcome to the Animation Station Podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Corey.
Good Lord.
We're going to talk about animation at some point, right?
Well, don't worry.
I assume those dragons were animated.
Yeah, don't worry. We got
No, they were real.
a small child dying in this movie too. It's like Disney.
Yay!
I'm sorry, it's not Disney because it would have been the parents.
Right.
My bad.
At least they were split up in this movie.
Were they split up? See, I don't even know if they were split because
they were
still
they were living in separate houses.
Yeah.
So, but they
I
were.
mean,
I don't think they
he's
were
an artist.
divorced in
Yeah, I
the
don't think they
true
were divorced.
sense. Yeah. But yeah. So.
All right. Anybody got any news?
Only thing I have is the trailer for Netflix's anime Godzilla came out.
Godzilla.
The trailer itself is in Japanese and there are no subtitles,
Okay.
so I have no clue what they're saying. But it looked absolutely amazing.
Really?
I'm a big Godzilla fan, so I just fangirled.
Nice.
Was
Where is this going to be?
Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Yep.
Are they going to do a dubbing?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's Netflix. They'll dub it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they usually have a sub and a dub.
They do. Have they done any anime?
Yes,
dubbings?
tons.
They have.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot
and,
of.
and they do the dubbing, or are they just releasing?
Oh no, they just release it.
Okay.
They don't dub.
Well, you made it sound like this is a Netflix original. Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it is.
It is?
You still
Okay.
outsource to a studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know how involved they were.
Yeah, like Aniplex does a bunch of stuff with them.
Mhm.
They're the ones who did.
Did they do Seven Deadly Sins?
They did Seven Deadly Sins, and I think they did Knights of Sidonia too.
Okay. If they did that, they probably did Ajin.
Probably,
well.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of that style.
I like the show a lot, but the style graphically, it's so strange.
Jin, because like I haven't watched Jin yet. I've only watched Sidonia.
Okay, I've only watched Ajin.
Okay, because like I love Sidonia. Like the story's really good, and like when they're like the mechs and stuff, it looks really good. But then when they're the humans, and I'm just kind of like,
After this,
it's bizarre.
After this episode, I'll show you
Okay.
the style of Ajin.
Here's my question about Godzilla, though. Let's go back to that. Aren't we done with Godzilla?
No.
It's been done since, what, the 50s? Like, we've got enough Godzilla. Like, what? You find this interesting?
Yes, I really do.
Are they bringing in new ideas with it?
From what it looked like in the trailer, no one lives on Earth anymore.
Oh.
Because it looked like they had like a ship come
So it's
in,
like Planet Godzilla.
basically. That's what.
So
this
is
what it seemed
God's... Are people being confronted with Godzilla?
Yes.
Just on another planet?
No, they fly a ship back to Earth.
Oh, they come back to Earth.
Yes.
And they
And
discover
you see
Godzilla.
like giant like trees and forest everywhere and stuff like that. And,
Okay.
Like I don't know what the plot is because I couldn't read it.
Right. Okay.
But-
Got it.
I see people that were in ships. They go fly back down,
Mm-hmm.
and you see a very vibrant planet, and you eventually do see Godzilla. And
It's like prehistoric Earth.
kind of.
Okay.
Or post-historic Earth, I
Yeah.
guess. Because it's
Oh, yeah.
in the future,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Apocalyptic, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That seems like they're kind of
It's
trying
a
to come
little
at it with a
different.
new angle.
Are they going to
and
bring Mothra back?
something.
The best of Godzilla's monsters?
I would hope so.
Love Mothra. And as long as they bring
People
those
do.
two small little Japanese girls. That was great. This is the best part of the whole Mothra everything.
Amazing. So is this going to be like a short series, like 10,
movie.
13 episodes? Oh, it's a movie.
I believe it's a movie.
Like
Interesting.
Blam.
Yep.
Okay.
Just like Blam.
I haven't watched Blam.
Okay. All right. Well, then all of these things together, I think, has made me become a little interested. If you show me the art and the art's good, I'm down.
I'll show it to you after we're done.
Is it
Okay.
is it 2D style? Is it like the 3D? You know, like like Sidonia and Ajin?
No, it's 2D.
Okay, good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
like Castlevania.
Not quite like that.
Ah.
Castlevania did really well.
Yeah.
with it.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Light news week.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
really nothing. You sent me the thing. Rocket Power turned 18
Yeah. And
What's
that
Rocket Power?
hurt. That was a Nickelodeon show.
Uh-huh.
because we are riders on a mission.
One of my favorite Nickelodeon shows.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you saying it's been on for 18 years?
It debuted 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Back in
but it's not still
99.
going.
No.
Okay, I was like, dang, how can there
No.
be this long-running show that
Yeah,
I've never
we're
heard
such
of?
big fans.
They keep the show going just for us too.
Okay. Okay.
It's a show with little kids,
Mm-hmm.
probably 10, 12,
Woogity, woogity, woogity.
and they snowboard, skateboard, surf.
Oh, I saw the post you put up.
Yeah.
The animation station post.
Yep.
Okay. I saw some rollerblading in there, and I was like, oh, this must
There
be
was
the show that killed
Sam and
rollerblading. Thanks.
Twister and- No, that gave it some sort of... Because that was 1999, so rollerblading was
know.
dead.
I think Brink is the
I think
movie
it was
that
good.
killed
It
rollerblade.
was good through
Oh.
99, but after 99, it was. I'm alone out there on the Lake Hefner Trail when I rock my rollerblades.
There's spontaneous like, Papa, what are those on that man's feet?
Those are blades of rollers.
It looks like he's gliding on air.
We don't do that anymore, son.
Like sacrilege.
I like them. I have fun.
What were those stupid shoes? Heelys?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like Heelys.
They're
but
still around.
His wheels are out all the
Yeah,
time.
I see those at the
They
mall
got the Heelys.
sometimes.
They have the Razors still, the Razor scooter.
Really? They still
Oh,
have those?
Gosh.
Dude.
See, I had
So many
the,
shins have been ruined by that thing.
I had the 90s version where it was like a little BMX scooter where it had like inflatable tires and everything. Those were cool.
Nice.
Those were really cool. But the Razor came after that, and I never understood that one at all. Like, at that point, just get a skateboard, man. Like, that would be better, right?
But
can't hold on to a
more people
skateboard.
were able to use the
Yeah,
razor
you
on a
got to develop
skateboard.
some skills.
You can't do awesome sweet tricks, bro.
Bro. This is true.
I tried to skateboard and I failed miserably. So the scooter was my was
Nice.
and of course a BMX bike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was all about that.
Never learned to ride.
A bike?
Yeah, not
Really?
a thing.
Oh.
Not a lot
not
of call.
everybody's thing.
Not a lot of call for that in the country.
Yeah, dirt road biking ain't the same.
Well, no, I mean they're no other kids
Oh.
either. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go ride my bike
I'm gonna tell
to,
you
to
what.
where? There's nothing down here.
Oh man,
That stinks. I enjoyed riding my bike as
yeah,
a kid
I did too.
quite a bit.
Ramp off stuff and then like bail in midair and land on spiky rocks and see if you got hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly what we would do every day.
It's like, guys, I hope I get hurt. Huh? Like, oh, dang it, I'm fine.
No, that was legitimately a thing we did. There was
Oh
a
my
house being
gosh.
built next to us, and we made a ramp out of the giant dirt mound, and they had a bunch of rocks and stuff on both sides. So we would go as fast as we could down this hill, ramp up it, and then bail on the bike in midair and land on the sides and see if we got hurt.
Kids back in the day were dumb, man.
Broken arm. I
we
win.
were all dumb. We
Yeah.
were stupid kids.
Yep.
Totally. I
All
agree.
right.
But I won. I never got hurt.
Yeah, I won. Number one.
Yes.
Majestic.
Anybody else got any sort of news?
I can't think of
I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Leap comes out this week in
Does
select
it?
theaters.
Oh.
Comes out on Friday.
That's the one that was supposed to come out in the spring, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Got pushed. I
don't think that's a
our AMC
buy a
is
ticket
still-
in the theater kind of.
I'll go see it. That's a good Sunday morning movie for Josh.
Yeah. All right.
Because no one will be there.
Well, you'll have to come back with a review if you see it.
None of the AMC's here. Nothing.
What about the other theaters?
What are
Is
the
it only
theaters?
being shown at AMC?
What are the theaters?
Tinseltown?
I'm not gonna drive to
Warren?
Tinseltown.
Well,
I'm not gonna
you
drive to
asked
the-
what
I'm
other-
not gonna drive to the Warren to go see Leap. It's like,
Well,
that I will not do.
I would drive to Warren to go see Leap.
Well, yeah, you live like 10 minutes away from the Warren.
Only other thing I can think of maybe would be we know the prices of what Your Name's going to cost.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
pre-orders for Your Name came out.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta cancel my Amazon one and get the one on Funimation.
Yep. So it's $20 for the DVD, $25 for the Blu-ray, I believe, and then
Well, 25
Yeah,
for the Blu-ray
I think it was
DVD combo.
Yeah.
$6.99, wasn't it?
probably
that.
something.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Just want to be accurate.
62 for
Yeah.
the collector's edition,
Right.
Yeah.
which is the DVD Blu-ray combo pack, the 2-disc soundtrack.
Art booklet, an extra 59 minutes worth of content, and an interview with Senkai.
That's pretty cool. The bonus soundtrack in there that's the added value
Yep.
really for me,
Absolutely.
because that soundtrack wasn't cheap. The last time I looked, it was like a
Like
20,
30,
25, 30, somewhere around there. Like not cheap for a soundtrack.
Yeah.
So
So
it's not bad.
I'm definitely going to get that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the limited
Nice.
because I wasn't originally going to, because like the first one that they sent,
Like
on Amazon, it was like $89, and
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh,
Dang.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Why
I don't
is
know
it
how that
cheaper
runs.
through Funimation?
I don't know, and that's
Well, I mean, if I'm Funimation, I would too.
they
it's
have to do
like-
something.
Because I mean,
I'm surprised they didn't do like an exclusive limited release through them first, and then make it available everywhere else.
Well, I mean, they are going to make it available everywhere else.
Because I think
It's
a lot
just
of
if
people,
you buy it from the site,
Right.
like if you buy it directly from them,
Mhm.
it's better for them because that way they don't have to pay Amazon.
right?
Like Amazon's not going to take anything. So I mean, they're going to ump it on Amazon. So like if you want to buy it from there, we'll still get the money. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to increase it so that way we don't get cut out from any, like we don't get the,
So you're
legs
saying
taken out from
you
Amazon.
feel like they're going to make the same amount of money whether I buy it at Amazon or at Funimation?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
But if they were to sell it for $22.99 on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, oh, well, now we're not making $22.99 because now we have to.
Right.
Amazon's going to take their cut.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, it's easier if we do it here, and then we can just up the price for everybody else,
Right, right.
which
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, I honestly don't know why other people don't do that. Like if I had a department store, I would do that. I'd be like, yeah, you can buy it on Amazon. It's $5 more
Yep.
Yeah, I guess
because
that
it's an
makes sense.
incentive to come to our site.
Right, and see what else we got.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because who knows? You'll go over there and be like, oh, you know what? they also have pencils. It's like
not
Geek
what I
and
thought you were
Sundry.
gonna
Like that's
say.
why they don't sell any of their stuff on
Yeah.
Amazon. It's like,
true.
I want to go buy a Critical Role shirt. Oh, they also have Critical Role tarot cards. They're not that expensive. I'll just buy them.
Because you believe in tarot.
No, but the cards look
believe in
really, really
Critical
cool.
Role.
I believe in Critical Role.
Yeah.
I believe in
They
Sarah
got
and Thank you.
some dope artwork on those tarot cards.
They're
Yes,
dope.
they
Yeah,
look
they're
really
super
sure.
cool.
I'm sure. Cool.
All right, ready to kick this off?
Yeah.
All right. If nobody has anything else, let's talk about our movie that we watched today, the anime film Miss Hokusai.
Yep. From 2015, right? I thought this was an older movie. It is. It's 2015. I've got it written down. For some reason, when we first picked this one, I thought this was a much older movie. I didn't know
so
it
did
was basically a brand new film, which was released here last year. Like,
I had no clue.
No idea.
I've never heard of it
Yeah.
until a couple weeks ago.
Right, exactly. So I kind of had different expectations for this movie than kind of what we experienced a few minutes ago. We'll talk about opinions later, but yeah, so this one was based on a manga from the 80s, and it's kind of this story around the daughter of the famous artist Hokusai. Are you guys familiar with Hokusai at all?
I am not. I went into this blind, and I feel like I missed
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
Hokusai is a very, very famous and influential painter of the 19th century, the first half of the 19th century in Japan. Him and Hiroshige are probably the two most prominent figures of that time period in that genre of art. They were very, very influential, so much so that they actually influenced European art. There was the Japonism movement in Europe that influenced the Impressionists. So painters like Monet and Degas and Renoir, they were all just buying up Japanese prints, and it was influencing their work.
Okay.
So he's one of the most famous painters. The style of art, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but I think it's ukiyo-e is the like the period of art
Okay.
that they're doing, and it's all very much just brush paintings on paper and woodblock printing.
Okay.
And what he's most famous for, which I found interesting that they didn't show in this movie, is his woodblock printing. His most iconic series was called The 36 Views of Mount Fuji, and it features the most famous print he ever did called The Great Wave of Kanagawa. And that's that one with the boats heading into that giant wave with all the like fingers coming off of it of white foam.
Okay, all right,
you
I know
know,
what you're talking
and
about.
Which
Yes.
they
Mount
briefly
Fuji in the background.
reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that should have been a little bit memorable to you. Like, you should have recognized that image. It's probably the most iconic piece of Japanese art in the Western world.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Mona Lisa. You know, everybody knows it. It's an easily recognizable image, but it was part of a series that he did that's very famous. The guy was hugely talented, hugely influential, and very, very productive. Created thousands of paintings and woodblock prints, and did it up until he died at the age of 89.
Okay.
So I was really hoping that we would get a lot of cool art history in this movie. Didn't get a lot of that
No, we
in
didn't.
here, but it was still neat for me to kind of pick out a few things here and there. So that's kind of the context of the film. We're dealing mostly with the daughter. You know, we're looking at the cover of the Blu-ray right now, and that's all you see is the daughter, her face, and you see the wave in the background. But I mean, it's centered around her. So yeah, like I indicated when I started, this was not what I was expecting we were going to get. What did you guys feel? Did you guys feel it kind of surprised you, or
It surprised me, definitely.
Yeah.
I went into this blind, so I didn't know what to expect, and I've never heard of Hokusai.
Okay.
And it jumped around a lot on.
Well, it's very much, it's an episodic anime film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this could have been, a 5-part little
Right.
coolly
Miniseries.
sized miniseries.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how they did it. It was almost like the manga, where it was broken up into little stories. But yeah, I felt it was a little disconnected. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of continuity, except for the fact that we had the same like half dozen or so characters involved. I
It
don't
was
know.
darker than I expected it to be. Though.
It was.
It was.
like,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
really depressing
there to
at
be
the
Yeah,
anything like
that's
that.
interesting. I didn't know what to expect when I was reading up about it. When I saw that it was a PG-13 film, that's rare in animation, and so I was like, okay, it's Japan. I know the time period. I thought maybe there was going to be some violence or some sort of tragedy, and you know, like
something like that.
mass injuries or something like that, because you see that a lot in Japanese themes. So I kind of didn't expect some of the themes that we saw, which were, you know, brothels and the activities that happen within them.
But no nudity.
There was side boob.
Yeah, we get a little bit. Of
Yeah, but no nudity. So.
But yeah, no nudity. So I mean, it was tasteful. It wasn't pornographic in
Yeah.
any way. And then we do see a few of her illustrations that were erotic illustrations. That's out of the tradition called shunga in Japanese art. You know, at that time, it was a very prominent form of art that all classes partook in. You know, it was just kind of part of their artistic heritage. So we get to see a little bit of that, but it is a pretty adult movie. I mean, a kid wouldn't like this movie, right?
No,
there's nothing for a kid. Maybe the dog,
I
but
think
the dog doesn't
the
even do
music
anything.
would probably draw him in a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
And then, of course, the dog. And the dog was very
See, that's the first crazy thing that happened in this movie. We start out with this shot
electric
of
guitar solo.
her, Oe, on the bridge, and it goes into like electric guitar music.
Yeah.
And this is like 1820, I think, is about where the movie starts. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's 1814.
1814, yeah. Early 1800s.
Made
And
no sense. But
yeah, it was. But you said you kind of liked the guitar.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was very reminiscent of like a Samurai Champloo type.
yeah.
Something
You
like
referenced
that. And I'm like,
Knight's Tale, which, you know, it's kind of
Yeah,
like...
exactly.
It's almost
it's
like a
an
gimmick.
animated Knight's Tale.
Yeah, yeah. And I get that. I just wasn't expecting it. So I was kind of expecting a traditional, you know, some traditional Japanese instrumentations, maybe some period instruments. And then it hit me with electric guitar. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I'm going to have to adjust my expectations here. So, well, we started to talk about the story. So what did you guys feel about the story in general, besides the fact that it was episodic? Did you guys like it?
Overall, yes, I'd say I liked it.
Yeah.
But I feel there was a lot of cultural differences that I just didn't understand.
Okay.
With like the lore of the paintings and with the person's like the ghost that came out of the person's face and like his hand stretching across the fields. I'm assuming there's stories of that over there.
Right.
And
Yeah, and there's
confused
the story that the one student tells OE about the dragon, about how to draw dragons.
Yes.
He's like, you got to wait for one to descend, and then when it does, you got to draw it real quick.
Yeah.
And then they do that weird scene
then
where you
the
kind of see a
dragon
dragon.
showed up.
So it's like, are we trying to say dragons are real? Or is this just inspiration? Like, I felt like none of the messages were clear.
I never took that any of that was real.
Right, but I didn't
That's
know what they were
all-
trying to say with it. Like, is this just supposed to be like her inspiration,
Yeah, it
like
was just
manifesting?
yeah,
or-
that's. I never thought any of it was.
Well, I didn't necessarily
Anything special.
either. I'm just saying
Like,
that I
it's
don't
like,
think
yeah,
it was
that was because she's thinking the whole time because she's having to do these dragons. He tells her about the dragon descending, and she's just looking at the paper, and she's got like her two kind of crappy looking dragons that she made, and she's just waiting, and then the dragon descends, and so she makes this beautiful dragon.
which was really cool.
It was really
Yeah.
dope.
There
looking.
was some good artwork in this, but yeah, my point is, I just felt like a lot of those things were unclear with what they were trying to say, and maybe that's fine. Maybe it's just meant to be open.
That's why I think it was kind of a cultural thing. Like over there, like the folklore
symbolism,
or the lore
yeah.
of it and stuff like that. And
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was totally fine with it because like I've done a lot of my research and stuff like that, so I mean, like I've know what was going on, but I thought it was a pretty cool because like he tells the story of he sees his hands dancing, but his hands can't see,
Right.
and then he has a blind daughter.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really
yeah.
I was like, I see what we did there. That was it was really really good, very tasteful. And then like when his daughter puts her hands on his face trying to see him, I'm
Yeah.
like, and then he gets that look in his eye. I'm like, oh, okay. So he was telling that one geisha lady that I have. He basically was like personal experience. Yeah, it's a daughter. I have a daughter that can't see.
Right.
Pretty much. And then we have this happen. Like, okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. It was nice.
it's a
It was
deep movie.
nice. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it like that, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree that part of it definitely makes sense, and it was a neat way to portray it. Um, I felt personally, I felt uninvolved with the characters. Like I wanted to kind of root for some of them, like especially OA. I wanted like her to like come into her own as an artist or get some recognition or something. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm an artist. Like just watching her just kind of sit there and kind of help her famous father muddle through his
she's
career.
going to the editor too, and he's giving her the constructive criticism like,
Right.
I see your stuff doesn't look believable,
Right.
So but then her dad does tell her that the editor does say, hey, maybe it's about time that you should start doing your own stuff. That's what happens.
I just felt like we get just those two little nuggets. To me, it just wasn't enough. I don't know. It wasn't enough for me to get invested in any of the characters.
I mean, this movie's not about the art. It's about the people.
I know, and that's the point I'm trying to make right now. Is I wasn't invested in any of the people. Like I didn't feel like the characters were really doing anything. It was just like them existing in different stories along the way. But I didn't see any real growth or change or development or anything like that with the characters. Did you guys experience that? Am I having a totally different experience with this movie?
I agree with you overall. I was kind of invested in her and also the blind daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But as for character growth, I didn't see much of it, except for actual little physical growth with the dog.
That was the only way that we have any sort of passage of time as the dog grows.
Dog gets bigger, yeah.
But that was it.
Mm-hmm. See, I guess if I watched it again, I could have a different set of expectations because this ends up being just kind of a small slice of life, and it ends up not being about a journey or a coming of age or any sort of growth story. It ends up just being episodes in the lives of these characters where some things happen.
Yeah.
And I think if I would have known that ahead of time, I might have not have been disappointed by that.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying.
Josh?
I thought it was fine. I mean, I'm totally fine with the slice of blah, 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 was a slice of life type genre. That's the majority of the manga that I read.
Yeah.
So I mean, I went into it with the thinking of, okay, this is going to be, and from the only preview that I saw, because it kind of shows the dragon coming out and you see the ogres and everything like that, and you're like, okay, this is going to be a spiritual thing. Maybe she's drawing all these or trapping them inside and they're becoming the paintings. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. But then when I got this, I was like, okay, I got this. It's totally fine. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't disappointed in anything. There were some things that could have been a little bit more clear. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's also one of those I don't feel that we need character growth from every single character because we do get a little bit of character growth from her father, because her father doesn't want anything to do with his daughter at the beginning, and then she kind of wears him down, and he goes and sees his daughter. So we do get a little bit of payoff there.
Yeah, that's true.
And part of me is kind of the majority of this is Miss Uea, what was
OA?
OA, yeah, I don't remember. That's not good. Because I was just calling her daughter the whole time in my head.
Right.
She, I mean, has everything with her sisters. Knows her sister's gonna die. I mean, it's one of those. Her sister's sick. She's living with the nuns. I mean, that's not a good sign.
Right.
So it's all basically coming to grips with this fact, and I thought that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm hearing.
I was hoping she was going to get with 19-year-old student boy after the other guy was going to go see plays with other people. It's oh yeah, don't.
19-year-old student boy was trying really hard.
He was trying really hard.
So goofy.
He bought a persimmon plant.
And he buries his face in the plant trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
He's so embarrassed.
I was
so
you got
hilarious.
this, man. And then nothing. I was
oh, no, you don't.
And they do those little anime blush lines on the cheeks. I think that's so funny when they do that. So this is what I'm hearing kind of out of our discussion. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you heavily benefited from having a pretty extensive background in manga, and you've read up on a lot of Japanese culture, and you watch the Japanese CNN. I always forget what it's called.
NHK.
NHK.
Well, yeah, they have a
and
whole.
So
they
you're
have
familiar with a lot more of their culture and their symbolism,
and even the art, because like they have a whole segment about ukiyo-e woodblock printings.
Okay.
Where this guy, like, he at the Japanese embassy in New York, I think, does this whole thing where he's basically doing this like show pretty much, and he wears a yukata and he sits at the thing and he basically tells the story of these woodblock print. I can't talk today. Of these prints, and it's a story.
Oh, cool.
And it's really, really cool.
That's
and
awesome.
So I mean, like, I've seen that stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, get you. Like that bridge that they're on is a very famous bridge. It's in a lot of prints and paintings and all kinds of stuff.
It's in several Hokusai
Yeah.
prints, exactly. So I feel like people, who read a lot of manga and, kind of the stuff that you tend to consume would stand a chance to get a lot more out of this movie than, somebody who's very Western like myself. And I know a little bit of the art history in a, classical sense, but not much of the, manga or commercial, contemporary, meanings of things. So that's what it sounds like to me. Does that sound accurate to you?
Yeah.
Like you would benefit from having some of that knowledge going into this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome.
Like
though,
the whole thing with the sparrows, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that's for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. So the guy he captured sparrows and he was selling them for people to release to benefit their karma. So by that, you must be admitting that your own karma is crap because you're the one that captured all the sparrows. If they affect your karma.
Well, I mean, that's like going and praying, doing penance and everything like that. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, but he's
type
not
of
doing
concept.
penance. Like he's like intentionally sinning, basically at that point, or detracting from his karma.
Not necessarily,
Really?
because his karma could be he's helping other people with their karma. It all depends on how you. It all
that's
depends on how you
true.
look
You
at
can
it.
spin it.
Exactly,
You can
spin it. And
point.
and that was the thing that happened a lot. It's like you would
Yeah.
capture these things, and you would let them go, and kind of like a very like Hebrew type, like there's different tiers of sacrificing. Same thing here, except you're not actually sacrificing it.
Right.
So like there would be ones where you would have frogs and stuff like that, and you would get rid of the frog. Same
Release
thing
the
with like
frogs.
fish. Pretty much, yeah.
But then apparently they
Nice.
clip the wings of the sparrows and capture them again,
grab 'em again.
to make a profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was clever. I was like, it's nice.
Nice.
I got you.
Sneaky.
Sneaky indeed. All right. Well, I feel like we've covered the story here. Do you want to talk about the music next?
I liked it and didn't at the exact same time. It's really weird.
Okay.
Like you said with the Knight's Tale reference, that makes it a little bit easier, I guess, with the
Yeah, it makes it
random
easier to consume.
with the random electric guitar solos that kick in. But whenever it gets to the more darker elements of the movie, the music that's playing during that, it really drew me in, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more classical.
Yeah. I think one of the darkest parts of the movie for me was whenever the daughter, the blind kid, says, "Am I going to go to hell when I die?" I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
And then the dark tones and the music that go with it. That was really well done, I thought. But the beginning and the end with the shredding guitar.
Yeah. It was strange. Like I kind of expected that to be more of a consistent element since it was so striking in the beginning. But I guess it kind of works as like bookends almost.
Yeah.
It's like we start with a guitar riff, we end with a guitar riff.
And we start on the bridge and we end on the bridge.
Yep, exactly. So that makes sense. It's kind of a bookend.
And it's also kind of cool because like when we start on the bridge, we don't automatically start on her. I think there's a person that like moves over and then she's walking towards camera. And in this one, she basically fits back in with the crowd and disappears. So
yeah, that was good. I like the way that they did that. For me, I thought the music was fine. I don't think it is anything that at any one point struck me enough that I thought, oh, I could listen
yeah, it
to
didn't
this
detract
again on its
from
own.
the movie for me.
Yeah, it didn't detract, but I didn't think it really added too much either. And I don't think I'd ever listen to it on its own.
No,
I mean, maybe somebody like you who's avid into soundtracks might just so that you could like focus on it and really give it a shot. I don't know, but yeah, it didn't really.
I'd have to be in a certain mood for it, really.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. I'll be rather quick about the artwork in this. the artwork that was basically supposed to be their actual paintings in the movie, I thought was pretty good. I liked the dragon one a lot.
Yes.
Dragon was good. I liked his the whatever his kami was, that was the warder of evil and sickness.
Yeah.
Thought he was
That
really
was
cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, there were some really cool little pieces there that were very good homages to that art style and that specific artist. Again, I wish they had shown more of his woodblock printing, because that's the stuff that I feel was much more influential and interesting in my book. And outside of that, I found the artwork in this movie pretty mediocre. Like, I didn't really think the backgrounds were very spectacular. I didn't think the character design was that remarkable. I thought it was pretty middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And even the animation, the action and movement of the characters was, it was good. It was adequate, but I didn't find really any moments in there where I thought, okay, that's quite beautiful, as I ching my little charm here. So I honestly was a little underwhelmed with the animation.
There was one part of the animation that irritated me the entire movie, and it was their hair.
Oh, okay.
I hated how tufts of hair would be floating in the air.
Yeah, they were not connected.
You saw a little bit of gap where you could actually see the sky between the skull and the actual hair. And that,
I think that was a stylistic choice.
I
thought
that kind of worked.
And I've seen that in other anime as well, and I can't stand it.
I get the point of it, but I didn't think it was executed well. Like, if they were going to do that, then they should have been totally rendered in a more brushy style, like they had been brush arted themselves. But just having that one little thing indicating that kind of art style, but still trying to draw them like an anime character, it didn't work for me.
But that's also just a nitpicky thing of mine. Like, in any show I've ever seen that has that hairstyle where it's just floating there, I've never liked it. I've never seen it done in a way that I appreciated.
I actually thought the dog character was really well drawn. Like, I thought he was a cool little character design. I wish he had had more of a role. It was weird how he just kind of showed up and then stayed.
Yeah. That's what you do, man.
Dogs do, I guess.
When you find dog, it's just like, dog's mine now.
Dog's mine.
It was a very cute dog.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right, well, you guys want to rate it?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Corey?
I'll go.
Gavin.
All right. For me, I'm not rating this one very high. For me, out of Jiminy Crickets, I'm giving this one a 2.
Okay.
Corey?
I'm, despite the stuff that I said about it and being kind of feeling that disconnect, I'm going a little bit higher.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 dragons.
All right. Cool.
I liked it a lot compared to what I expected.
Awesome.
I liked it a lot too. I would give it a 3.5 if I did points.
Yep.
But I don't do that. It's not quite a 4. But if I was going to start doing 0.5s, this would be a 3.5, but it's really just going to be 3 Dipper Pines.
So 3.0 Dipper Pines.
I mean, no, just 3. Just 3 actual faces of Dipper. That's it. But yeah, I mean, because I like the movie. Thought it was good. It's weird for me to say that I think it could have been a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. Because it does seem like a long movie. Yeah. Because it is episodic and we're just getting boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. But I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Cool.
Yeah, like I said, maybe a tad longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been a little better. Maybe push it over a bit more. Maybe give us a little bit more after what happens with her, with her sister and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it does feel like the movie ends really abruptly.
It does.
But I kind of like that,
maybe
though.
the manga ended abruptly. I mean, I haven't read. I didn't even know it was a manga until I started looking into this, and I was like,
right.
"Oh, okay, it's actually manga."
Right.
I kind of enjoyed the fact that it ended like that, though. Like, it ends on a sad note.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with it ending on a sad note. I just wish we would have got a little more of the sad note. And honestly, probably one of my favorite parts was when she was in the when she goes to the brothel herself. Mm-hmm. Like, if that would have been like a little bit longer scene of just her talking to the dude, I thought that would have been really cool.
Okay.
Like, I kind of like that interaction because you're like, okay, because we're just kind of bearing our souls right now. Yeah. And I thought that would have been pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I did like that moment when they're in there and she notices that Buddha painting And
then she has the same dream.
And she's like, it's crap. And he's like, oh, really?
You know you're smart.
No.
And then he's just like, I'm just going to start talking to you now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was funny. All right. Well, we want to move into the top 5.
Sure. All
All
right.
right.
Top 5.
And now for another top 5.
All right. Top 5 time. So since we watched a period piece, which had some history in it, we thought we would rank our top 5 period pieces in the world of animation. So we did a little brainstorm the other day and we came up with a list, and these are the 5 that we were left with. So we're going to start off in Paris, France with Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yep.
You guys like that movie, right?
Nope.
Ah, yeah. I think Corey and I had to fight for this one. To
Yeah,
make
that
it
was
on the
was the
list.
one
Yeah.
where, because what did I want?
You didn't like the gargoyles.
I don't remember what you.
I think it was between that and Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah, I think I wanted.
Yeah.
I either wanted Great Mouse Detective or Anastasia.
Well, that's on the list. So,
Well,
spoilers.
Spoilers. Way to go.
So, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, sorry, Lehman Brady. I wanted Great Mouse Detective, but I was outvoted.
Well, we're gonna mention it honorably. Spoilers again. Yeah, the coolest thing about this movie, I think, is the way that they actually rendered and animated Notre Dame itself.
Yeah.
It's spectacularly done. All of the different swooping shots of it, all the different angles, interior, exterior, the detail of it is amazing. And they went above and beyond going after that. And it's hugely impressive to me every time I see it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, it's a good story,
I'm
too.
sure I own that on VHS. I just didn't care.
Yeah, I mean,
You recorded over it.
Oh, no. I had, like, the Disney ones.
Gotcha.
yeah, in the clamshell.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
I liked, what was his
I
name?
had that
Was it
too.
Farquaad? What was his name? I don't remember his
Farquaad?
name.
Quasimodo?
Nope. The
Thought
Guy who
Farquaad was from
sings-
Shrek.
I don't know his
The
name.
guy who sings the,
guy who sings
Topsy-Turvy Day
Hellfire.
song? Oh, Judge Frollo.
Frollo. YOLO.
YOLO.
I was close with,
Judge
what did
YOLO.
I say?
He's a good villain.
He said
Farquaad?
Farquaad.
Farquaad and
Frollo.
Frollo. That's very close.
They do share an F.
Except it's
Yeah.
not.
Well, do they have F's in their name?
They do.
Then yes.
There you go. The one letter.
So F.
Yep. Jebediah and Josh are almost the same name.
Got his
Because they
J.
both have J's.
Yep.
All right, so number 4, as we've spoiled it already, we're going to Russia for Anastasia.
Yay, the Romanovs. That all
Yes.
ended happily.
Yep.
I know. Another great villain, though, Rasputin in that movie is amazing.
Yes.
I think he's my favorite part of that movie. He's really good.
What about the bat?
The Bat's good. He's funny. You don't really like silly side characters, though.
I know.
Typically. Do you like Bartok?
I don't remember.
Oh, he's funny. I like him. The music's really good, too.
Yes.
It's got a great soundtrack.
Yes, it does.
They're bringing it to Broadway, so that's going to be interesting.
After all these years.
I know, right?
Who did the music for that one?
Lin-Manuel.
Who? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
You're calling it now?
Yeah, he would have.
It was
been,
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
yeah, he would have been like 3 years old. Yeah, I don't know who did it. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's a great movie. I'm a fan. Let's see. Our list is out of order here. Okay, number 3 from DreamWorks Animation, The Road to El Dorado.
Yep.
Now I do know who did that music.
Yes.
It was Sir Elton John.
And Hans Zimmer.
Yes, and Hans Zimmer did the score. Fantastic soundtrack.
Not to be confused with the EXO song El Dorado,
Yes.
but they both have El Dorado in the name.
They definitely do. I love The Road to El Dorado. I think it's got some of DreamWorks' most beautiful artwork, and I wanted Prince of Egypt to be on this list, but you guys wanted Road to El Dorado to be on there more, so 2 beats 1.
Yep.
So it's Road to El Dorado, but what a fantastic, beautiful movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie a lot, but for me, honestly, now the movie is just a meme.
A meme?
Yeah, with the guy that has the lute, and he's playing like really hardcore.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
All I see are D&D memes with how to be the best bard, or when the
Oh,
bard
that's
does
funny.
this, and that's all I can picture with this movie now.
I think the only thing I didn't like about that movie was Rosie Perez. She can be a little much for me after a while, so I get a little tired of Chell, but other than that, I could watch that movie at least once a week. All right, number 2, a movie I know Josh likes, from Disney, Mulan.
Yay.
Hey!
Can
Like
never
that
go
one.
wrong with Mulan.
Mulan's good, man.
It makes a man out of you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the artwork in that I think is underrated. It's one of Disney's most well-designed movies. All those characters are just fantastically designed.
Yeah.
Even Eddie Murphy as Mushu, that character is really, really well designed. I find him tiresome, but
He's one of my favorites.
it's really good. And another kick-ass soundtrack.
Yes.
A fantastic soundtrack.
Really good soundtrack. So that's a good. Are you guys interested at all in the live-action remake that they're going to do?
I'm very excited for it.
Really? Are you gonna?
I'm more excited for that than I am Lion King.
Yes.
Well, heck yeah, of course.
I can agree with that,
Yeah. I mean, that's one that I can kind of see as maybe interesting, but, I'm on record. I'm not interested in the live-action remakes much.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll reserve judgment until I can see at least a trailer.
They did say they're not having any songs in the live-action one, I believe.
I think, actually, didn't something come out that the director changed direction and that they are going to do music?
They might have.
Maybe I'm thinking of another one.
As long as they
I
have
can't remember.
someone saying he must be as swift as a coursing river, I'm set. That's all I want out of that movie.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they should do it as a musical.
I don't think
I
they
think
should
it makes
either.
it too close.
Oh, yeah, but just have someone
Yeah.
make that just little tie-in.
Yeah. That could be cool. I'm sure they'll have tons of Easter eggs
Yeah.
from the animated film. All right. So, honorable mentions. We have Prince of Egypt, Gay Paris, which is this film that Josh and I reviewed on an earlier episode, which we both loved. The Great Mouse Detective, and Valiant, which I'd forgotten about. Which is basically a World War II pigeon
movies.
Carrier pigeons.
Yeah.
I have not seen that one.
I haven't
Good.
seen it either.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
We didn't put and don't. I'm just gonna say this now. Hercules is not our number one because it is mythological. It is
We had
not
a few on here which we
fully-
crossed out because we found them just like mythological, not period.
Yeah,
Even though it's kind, you could argue that it's
and we didn't do
period.
anything sci-fi either
Correct.
Right.
because that's
Future periods.
future period.
So we can't verify that it's an actual period.
I can verify it. It happened.
Okay.
Happens.
Cool. Titan AE, that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Sweet. I like it. All right.
So Earth is gonna
Actually,
get
no.
destroyed. That's fun.
No. We're already on Earth too.
Oh, this is Bob?
Oh, this is Earth
Yep,
too.
this is Bob.
Cool.
We just don't know.
We just don't know. Awesome. All right, so our number one is actually a classic Josh-style cheat because it's two movies. We're picking American Tail and American Tail 2, Fievel Goes West as our number one animated period piece.
Russian mice are the best.
I love that first movie. I was telling Corey earlier that I don't remember much about the Western one, but I know that I saw it back when it was in the theater. But that first one I can attest to is it's a beautiful work of animation. I think it's a great story. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't speak much about the Western one.
The first one, American Tail, is actually not my favorite.
Mm-hmm. You like the second one
Five
better?
Goes West.
Yeah, I think most people, Five Goes West is like
Yeah.
their basically main memory of Fievel.
Yeah. Like the first one's enjoyable, but for some, and I don't like westerns,
Yeah.
but with the ridiculousness of Fievel and it's Tiger.
Tiger.
Yep.
That's the cat,
That
right?
tries,
Yep.
Yeah.
becomes a sheriff, and it's so dumb. Love it.
Yeah, that's
Is
awesome.
that Dom DeLuise
I'm not.
No,
sure.
he plays the cat in the first
in the first one? Okay.
I don't know if that's the same cat or not. In
No,
the
I
second
don't
one.
think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Dom DeLuise is awesome. I love him. R.I.P. Dom. The second one seems to me, now I need to rewatch it like I said, but it seems to me like it's a little more comical.
It is.
you
It's
say?
way more
Very.
comical, way
Okay,
more
very.
lighthearted.
Yeah.
First one, not lighthearted
That's-
at all.
That's probably why a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, that one's better."
Yeah.
And I can understand that. The first one has some roughness to it. I mean, once he gets separated, he's all on his own. There's that whole scene where he's like out to sea, like alone. That would be terrifying as a little kid. So it makes sense. It makes sense that the comedy of that second one rang true for a lot more people.
Yeah.
So
And in the second one, they had kind of dark stuff like that. Like whenever Tiger is about to he's being cooked alive and going to be a sacrifice.
Jeez.
Like the creatures think that he's a god, so he doesn't realize that they're cooking him.
Oh.
He's like, "You can't talk to me like that. I'm a god."
nice.
So
Cool.
And the cat wants to bang the mouse. That's the only thing I remember about that movie.
Yeah,
is that
that's
cat wants to
weird.
bang his sister.
Wow.
That's like the main thing I remember from that movie.
Do they do time passage? Like, are they older than in An American Tail?
I don't
Not really.
think so.
No, maybe like a year.
Okay.
Like it's not much.
So after the cat apocalypse in New York, they just head directly out west.
Pretty much.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because the movie starts off with them at the train station.
Oh, okay.
Trying to hop on the train, and then Tiger manages to just get on like just in time.
Okay. So maybe that is the same cat.
I think
from the
it
first
may
one
be.
then, because I don't remember his name, but it might have been Tiger.
The tabby, I think, orange tabby.
I don't even remember what color he was.
Well,
It's been so long since I've seen those
well,
movies.
if it's Tiger, he becomes a complete awesome character, and
Well, he was awesome in the first one.
even more awesome because he learns how to bark.
Bark. Wow. Nice. All right. Well, I think that's our top 5.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Amazing.
And the crowd goes, "Oh."
And the crowd goes, or it's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yay.
Yep.
What's next week?
Next week is shorts.
Disney
We're gonna
Pixar
do-
shorts. Okay.
I think we're just going to do Disney shorts.
Disney shorts.
Disney
Just
shorts.
gonna
Okay.
kick Pixar out on the curve.
Yeah, there's too many of them. There's so many of them. But we can just do the Disney shorts all in once. What do you say?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or it was...
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You can hear it later.
Yeah. It was something about Pixar, I'm sure.
No.
Which is the reason I chose the Disney shorts.
Okay. And I don't have, like, I only have a handful of shorts that I know.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, I think...
khakis sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a... Nice shorts joke. I don't have a whole lot of...
No chinkos.
A ton of shorts, outside of the Disney and Pixar ones that, that I'm familiar with. But I think that's something that I'm getting more into. I've always been interested in
Yeah.
trying to watch more shorts. So
I'm excited for this one.
yeah, I am too. I think it's going to be a fun time because there's a bunch of them that I know that you guys have never seen, and I'm really interested to hear your take on them. So
I will probably say, though, on my top 5, it'll probably include ones that we've watched just because of my limited...
oh, absolutely.
knowledge.
We'll
That's
probably
fine.
do a joint top 5. I mean, I don't know that it would be worth us just mentioning a bunch of random shorts,
Makes sense.
15 different shorts,
Yeah.
because, I mean, shorts aren't really iconic. Like, not a lot of, outside of like the Disney and Pixar ones, like there's not a lot of what I would consider famous short animated films, so.
An
I don't
argument can be made for it. But...
I would say like that original pilot of Adventure Time.
Okay.
I mean,
That
yeah, I
one's
think
really
there
good.
are examples.
That one's mathematical.
You'll have to show me that one. I haven't seen it.
All right. Okay. So you know what? I want us to do a thing. Let's get somebody from the new DuckTales on this show, and maybe somebody who's like as a guest, and maybe somebody who's done a lot of Disney music. So I think we should get Lin-Manuel on the podcast.
Let's do it, man. Why not?
I'll start tweeting them today.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
the
just gonna
guy
start
never
blowing
sleeps,
up a Lin-Manuel's
so he's got time.
Yep.
Twitter account.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do that.
He did the music for DuckTales?
No, he's just in DuckTales.
Oh, he's one of the voice actors? Okay, cool.
We're gonna make him our friend.
Is he one of the one of the nephews?
No,
Oh.
he's Gizmo Duck.
Oh,
You
nice.
don't even know who Gizmo Duck is.
I know who Gizmo Duck
Who's
is.
Gizmo Duck?
He's the duck that's a gizmo.
That's the duck that you can't put water on or feed after midnight.
Isn't
right?
he the... Isn't he the one that's like a robot on wheels?
Nope.
Duck? What's that duck? What duck
That's
is that?
Launchpad.
Oh, that's Launchpad. I don't know who Gizmo Duck is.
It's not. You were right.
I was right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez.
I was just messing with
So rude.
you.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get him on. Or Beck Bennett. I'd be cool with Beck Bennett, too.
Or David Tennant.
I would
don't
cry.
care about David Tennant.
You wouldn't want David Tennant on this show? You get out
I
of
wouldn't
here.
be
You get out of
particularly excited, no.
This. But he was he Postman Pete?
I don't know
Was
what that
he
is.
in Postman Pete?
I'm not
I know
sure.
he was in that Pirates movie that Wallace and Gromit people did.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's Charles Darwin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I got
That's a
nothing.
good movie.
I got nothing else. I was trying to pad this out a little bit more so we could get to an hour, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we can give it a shot.
We give it, yeah. Let's get Lin-Manuel. Everybody tweet out Lin-Manuel. Tell him that we want him on the show.
Yep.
Tell him
Sure.
it'll be a lucrative opportunity if he does.
Yeah, we'll ask him to sign stuff for us.
We won't tell him that it'll be lucrative for us.
Well, no.
Exactly.
Well, I'll be sure to explain that his career will skyrocket after being guest on our show.
It might actually propel him to stardom.
Mm-hmm. It very well could.
I mean, we have listeners in Kanagawa, Japan. Did they know who Lin-Manuel Miranda is? Maybe not. They will now.
They definitely will now, yeah.
He might get a Broadway show out of this, just for it being with
You
us.
never know.
What
I mean, he
if
could
he
start
could get on
writing music
Broadway?
for Disney.
That would be cool.
That's intense.
We-
sky's
we-
the limit, Lin-Manuel.
We're
here for you.
We've made other stars happen on
Look
the
at
show.
look at Tony.
So, yeah.
He's
He won a Tony.
yeah. He's getting. I think he got like a pin. He got a button. I know he got a button.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
Lin-Manuel, you want a button?
You want a button?
We got you covered.
Come on the show. It's the only way you get a button.
We'll get you that button.
Look at all of our other guests. Ask our other. Tweet at them. Be like, did you guys get a button? Yes, they did.
And a thank you card.
And a thank you card.
Totally.
And a what else did they get?
Business
Oh
cards.
yeah, a business card and an exclusive trading card from Grabbin.
Yep. And 2 autographs, yours and mine.
Yes.
And now it'll come with a 3rd autograph.
We're gonna have to send everybody another one.
I know.
Like Corey's be like, Corey's here.
And Corey.
Yep, and Corey. You're welcome.
We should just send blank ones that just say and Corey. That's it.
So confused.
Just send everybody else. Be like, oh,
Just
thanks.
don't be offended whenever that's the one that gets framed.
I'm fine with that.
That's fine. We'll ride your coattails. If you have coattails, we'll ride them.
Gavin, where can everybody find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art. On the web at gavinottisonart.com.
Corey,
I fixed it. So we actually
you're no longer like Disturbed
No.
1946.
You've outed him.
Yep. No, now for Twitter and Instagram, you can find me at Majestic Corey.
Nice.
Do you have a website you want to plug?
I'm working on a Majestic Corey website.
Awesome.
It's just shirtless photos of you. Yes.
I just don't want to make the stock market crash because everyone's so busy just marveling
Right.
at
Marveling
the
at all that?
majesticness
Yeah,
of
you'll
me.
have to time that one like just trickle it out because all at once will be too much.
Yep.
I agree.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Animate Podcast.
You can find it on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast.
At Tumblr at Animation Station Podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook at Animation Station Podcast.
And our website, stationpodcast.com.
You can also find us on iTunes.
And Stitcher.
Perfect. You can find
Nice.
all of our episodes there. Where else can they find them, Gavin?
On the podcast tab of our lovely website.
And please rate us.
Yes. Please
Leave a
rate
review.
and review.
Yep.
I think we should start reading reviews.
You're not reading them yet?
No. I mean, well, maybe we'll review them on the air.
You mean reading
No,
them
we're gonna
on the
review
show.
their reviews.
Okay, yeah. We
like
should,
that.
We
I
should
like that.
give their reviews out of 5 stars.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So
I like
if you
that.
want your review read on air,
Shout
do
it
the
out.
thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
do it.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Read word for word as long as it's family friendly.
Right.
Exactly. And even if it's not family friendly, read word for word.
And
Oh,
appropriately bleeped.
I ain't bleeping that.
All right.
It takes too much time. All right. So for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Corey.
Bye bye, little butterfly.
Made you look.
Toodaloo.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes and join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.